Hello everybody, I'm Mansa Sundiata, you're the YouTube viewer, and welcome to Shogun 2 Total War Fall of the Samurai Choshu Campaign, episode number 5. Now, for those of you who have been skipping all of the battles, or for those of you who just watched the last episode, which was battle number 3, here are the results of that. I fielded about a little less men than he did, but I did better in this battle than I actually did in the last one. Just proportionally, I lost less percentage of my army, and I took out a far larger percentage of his own. In fact, he only has 24 men remaining. I have 412, and he only killed 99, and I killed 509. So, all in all, it went pretty well. I even managed to keep that tiny unit of 18 Yarikashi alive, only losing 8 men, and taking out his whole general unit. But, let's move on. Well, that's not good. Alright, so we completed our goal for enemies of the Emperor, and we have call to arms, which is increasing our recruitment capacity, units in training by 1, and I wonder if that's for all cities, so I'm gonna check that real quick. And of course, my general increased in rank, which I'm not surprised with the victories that he just won, so that's good as well. Alright, so the possible retainers for my general are Dickens Dorrit, which is Dickens Little Dorrit, which is a book, and it'll add 1 to diplomatic relations, or a treasurer, which would subtract the upkeep cost of all units and ships under this man's command. A treasurer could save me a lot of money in the long run. I'm not quite sure how long this emperor would, how long this general, or how many men this general will have under his command in the future. I guess getting the treasurer, I'd have to make sure that I don't just leave him sitting in some garrison with like 2 soldiers under his command. So, but for now, seeing as he has all my troops, I'll get the treasurer. And I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on him and make sure that he's always being used properly. I'm gonna get the aggressor for him. Despite all of my wins, he still has this Impolite Debuff, which, for those of you who have been watching since the beginning, or those of you who are familiar with Fall of the Samurai, Impolite is a -1 to happiness wherever this man is present. So it's a really bad debuff. -1 isn't horrible, but it is very, very annoying. And it's not just the fact that he has to be in the city, it's just that he can't be in the province at all. I'm not quite sure how to get rid of this debuff. I know that if you get debuffs like if your general's lazy, so on and so forth, if you have your general march a lot or do a lot of battles, you can undo that debuff and sometimes even replace it for a positive buff. So I'm not quite sure how to get rid of something like Impolite, but I guess it's something that I could look into in the future. So, strangely enough, he only has 1 man left, his Daimyo, in the capital. So I'm just going to go ahead and auto-resolve this. Oh, that's funny. He managed to take someone out. Hopefully it wasn't my Daimyo. That'd be funny. Oh, he took 2 people out. Alright, well, he's dead now. Alright, so we could loot this, and it would hurt my Daimyo's honor, but it would give us some much needed funds. It would really hurt public order. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what to do. I don't know. Really hurt public order. Please. If I hurt public order like this, my army's gonna get stuck there. Perhaps the best thing to do would be to loot the next city over, because I am still at war with the with these guys over to the north. The Matsue people. But I do think I got another port, so I could open up trade with the Saga, bring in even more money to my clan. But these guys don't seem interested in that either.
Our friend is always welcome.
Not interested in an alliance or a trade agreement, which is weird. Oh no, the Fukuoka people are now feeble, and I'm kind of worried about their fight with the Oka, who are actually destitute. So I know the Oka won't really be able to recruit more troops, which I guess is good, but at the same time, their army is larger. The bombardment didn't do anything, so that kind of... Yeah, well, that's kind of unfortunate about the bombardment, but I guess I got so much out of this naval unit in the past, it was high time that they made a mistake. So the Swanu are wiped off the map, which is great news. One less enemy for me. Okay, looking at this, I'm doing research currently in administrative training for... because I know one video ago I forgot to look at the tech tree for you guys, but I'm doing administrative training, which basically is going to bring a 7% reduction to administration costs and plus 10% wealth generated by farms across all provinces, which will be really good. It'll help me bring in more money and at the same time save money as well. And as you guys know, money's a real big factor, but not really anymore since I'm bringing in about 1,000 florins a turn. Okay, so what's next? Should I recruit more troops? Actually, I think I'm gonna save my money and try and improve my towns and my my cities. Perhaps build a fortress here so I can upgrade this to a city, maybe. Or actually, I definitely want to upgrade this to upgrade my barracks and get more professional troops out there on the battlefield. So I'm gonna save my money. I'm gonna march these guys towards Iwami to try and help with the population issue. And alright, so I can't seem to make these guys happy with getting rid of taxes, but actually I forgot to check the fortress. So if I replace the fortress, let's take another look at public relations. Alright, so even with the replacement of the fortress, actually these guys will be happy as a result. Oops, made a little mistake there. Just with the garrison that's in there now, they'll be more than happy. Should be about +3 ticks happy. And then when this goes away, and when this goes away, it should be about +5 ticks happy. And here's my Daimo's debuff right here, which is causing the problems. Like right now, next turn I expect it to be +5 happiness, if I keep them exempt, which I won't. But if you can imagine a place where it's like +6 happiness, and I only have the resources to bring it down to, I mean, if it's -6 happiness, and I only have the resources to repress them for 5 up here, the repression would go up here in the positive section. And it would be all because of my Daimo that I could have a whole rebellion on my hands. Which, for you guys who have played Total War games in the past, that could be a really big headache and a very big burden. But, anyhow, I'm going to sell my navy up here to get started on attacking the Matsue people. Try and keep them off my back a little bit. See what resources they have. Okay. So they're actually recruiting right now, which is not good for me. Especially because I'm pretty sure their army's larger than mine. And they have a charge bonus on one of their generals. Possibly due to this. Yeah, this Buddhist shrine will give +5 charge bonus to all units recruited in this province. And -5% to the recruitment costs of traditional units in this province. He has a cannon range and a cadet school, so he actually has more advanced modern units than I do. Not infantry, but artillery. which could be a problem. But seeing as I'm going to siege him, his artillery is probably not going to be that useful. There are no mortars this early in the game, as far as I'm concerned. And well, this is my first playthrough, but perhaps there are no mortars in this game at all. I'm not sure if 19th century Japan had mortars, but I don't see any reason to say why they didn't. I know Europe definitely had mortars. But this army actually marched out from Oka, which is not good. They might be marching north to take these guys out, but they seem to be recruiting. They seem to be recruiting more men to try and help with the war effort, which is good. They definitely need to. Well, in the meantime, in Awami, I'm actually going to go ahead and they have a cottage industry, which is good. I'm actually going to go ahead and I wonder if I should build a cannon range here, or if I should just save that for my capital. What should I build here? I don't ever really like to have two cities right directly next to each other with the same buildings in them. As you see, there was an inn here, so I'm not going to build an inn here, and I have a police station and a barracks over here. But in Iwami, it's so far north from my capital, about 3-4 turns walk north from my capital, that I think I might need a cadet school here as well to try and protect against any attacks I get from the north. Looking at the map, I don't see any sort of railroad that runs through the north, but I do know that there's a railroad that runs through the south, as you can see here. Runs all the way to the north side of the island on the south, in the south, which is good. So perhaps I should be building my military units in Swole instead, since it's closer. But Nagato is just as close. But anyhow, back on topic, back on the game anyway. Even though it's against my better judgment, I will go ahead and build a cadet school here. And what I will do is I'll use Awami as my military base for the north side of the island, and I'll use Nagato as my military base for the south side and for these islands out here. If you're looking at my mini-map, I'm indicating what they are. Okay, I'm gonna take another peek at diplomacy, see if I can get some more trade going, or possibly make some more friends.
My friend, welcome.
These guys are still completely uninterested. One thing that I really need to do is discover more factions. So, perhaps one of my navies. This guy's sitting here. He can't, for whatever reason, bombard the city. Doesn't seem like he can, at least. Oh, I think the city might even be too far inland to be bombarded, making this kind of a strong city to have. But anyhow, I think I've done enough for this turn, so I'll end it here. Oh, alright, so they marched their whole army north, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because I can put my army in Awami and prepare for the siege that's coming, and at the same time they'll be breaking down basically their whole army against my walls if I'm successful. It's bad because they could recruit more units in Izumo, which is their city out here. They can recruit more units while they're hammering me down with the units that are already abroad. So they could just constantly be replenishing units and sending them towards me, which eventually I'll break down and I won't be able to defend myself, unfortunately. But I think I will be able to win that siege, and I think it'll work out for me in the end. So it looks like we had a development level increase, and we completed another mission, which was to increase our clan's development level. So now we're generating plus 50% wealth across all buildings. Once again, bringing in those much needed florins. For setting our priorities, we have a choice. We could, we've been given the opportunity to either choose Civil Insight, which will add 25% to the research rate of civil technologies, or Martial Wisdom, 25% to the research rate of military technologies. Right now, seeing as I'm in so much war, and as so much war is to come, I think researching military technologies will give me the upper hand, despite the fact that I'm currently researching something civil. But, so now I have a choice. I can either waste 2 turns on my brand new buff, or I can lose money in the long run, or I can. But anyhow, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Revolver Cavalry, improve defenses, Matchlock Towers, so defense will actually be way stronger. I'm actually going to research Matchlock Towers for 5 of my turns. Do the Shi for another 5, so then I'll be at 8, and I'll have 4 turns left, just enough for the shipyard research. I'm not going to do imported guns right now. I'm going to work on my defense and then work on my naval prowess a little bit. So I could start moving forward with naval superiority. Nagato is actually unhappy now. I wonder why. Because modernization just peaked for some reason. Oh, due to reaching the next level of modernization. So I'll recruit a Levy infantry to keep these guys happy. And with that, I actually want to be able to build a railway station soon. Move these guys into a Wami. These guys will hopefully not be here next turn, but it's possible that they may be.
What would you have me do?
In the meantime, I don't really want to recruit any Levy infantry because I think they're a waste of money. I'm only recruiting them in Nagato because I think it'd be somewhat useful. Well, the Saga don't really want to trade. I've yet to meet new people. I'm actually going to sail my navy back here to try and support my army. Should I get besieged, I would like to have some naval support. And hopefully my army will heal up quickly. Since I have that summer bonus, I definitely hope these guys are being healed. They'll be fully replenished in 2. These guys will be fully replenished in 11, so it's almost not even worth it to keep them recruited. Their upkeep is way too high. But for the next battle, after the next battle, I'll go through and I'll unrecruit these guys with high upkeep, because 22 soldiers and 114 upkeep is wasteful. At best. I'm glad to see that the Fukuoka have an army up. And I'm glad to see that their army didn't go anywhere. Actually, hopefully these guys will be willing to enter a ceasefire with me. I don't really like having to keep an army down there to a navy down there to keep them at bay.
Things to do than listen to an old woman's prattle.
A trade agreement won't even
Try to make
interest.
sense.
Ready for orders.
Well, Bungo's population isn't particularly happy, but I'm just going to move further up the island, try and meet new people.
Say so.
So I've encountered the Tosa.
Drop anchor.
Oh, I actually have an extra recruitment slot, but I've yet to take advantage of that. I have 2 here, where I think I would normally have 1. I have 4 in this town. So I think it does go for everywhere. Not my ports, though. I only have 1 in this port. Unfortunately, it'd be nice if it did apply to my ports. Alright, well, I'll end my turn. Actually, no. I'll try and develop trade with the Tosa. Perhaps an alliance.
I'm honored to receive you.
Oh,
It is
very
always
unhappy
a
with
good
an
day
alliance,
when
but
friends
I want to do trade, and that's a step forward. Maybe I can get something out of it. They're willing to pay 300, maybe 1,000. No, nothing. One thing that I don't like about this is that if they don't like a deal, they'll just flat out. It's not often that they'll come forward to you with another deal. Like, we might be able to come to an agreement. If I send it to them, they usually just flat out reject it. So I just have to start over and guess and check. I really wish they would come forward
and together we will resolve your
with a counteroffer a little bit more often. Because 500 they flat out reject, yet 300 they accept with no problem. So that's kind of weird how you have to get it just right for them to even consider coming to the table with you. I kind of wish the AI would be a little smarter with its diplomacy, but maybe that's something Creative Assembly will change in the future. So as the turns go on, I'm very worried about what's going on at Izumo right now. But I do know that they are destitute, so hopefully they can't recruit anymore. Oh. Well, their army actually was unable to reach mine, which is great news. The Aki look like they just quashed some sort of enemy army that was functioning near their port. This is also good news. Oh, suddenly the Emperor gives me a gift of 2,000 to my treasury, which is great. Now I have 5k. I think this is the most amount of money I've had since I started the game. All of a sudden I feel very rich. There's so many things that need to be built. Nagato is desperate for a barracks, so I could field a much stronger army out there. I can build tenant fields, maybe. But, I could upgrade to a large town and build, I guess I would build a cannon foundry. Can I deal with -1 for modernization? I can. Especially with this non-clan allegiance stuff going downwards. Costs 2,400, but I'll build a market there. I will build that naval ship that I've been... Oh, I can't afford both. Well, I'll be able to build that naval ship next turn. Well, I should start on it as soon as possible. To be honest, what's the difference between this and this? 26 guns, so this has 10 more guns than this ship. far stronger hull. But this is about half the cost, which is interesting. And this is a bit more maneuverable. I'm not overly concerned with the power of my navy right now.
Ready for orders. At once.
I'll march these guys in, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gunpowder units, 2 cav units, and 2 melee units. He's got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units. I think I might have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have the same amount. I'll bombard him while he waits. No damage, of course. What could I expect from that gunship? Not much, apparently. In the meantime, I don't really want a geisha right now. Right now I'm researching improved defenses. Building a market, building a cadet school. I would like to build a barracks, but I'm willing to hold off on that as well to possibly upgrading first, or I'm not quite sure. But what I am sure of is that I believe I could sail my navy further along. Yeah, so I'll sail my navy further along, hopefully meet new people, be able to get more trade routes, make more money per turn. The Fukuyama are the enemy of my enemy.
Waiting for a new course. Moving on.
So these are the Okayama. Fukuyama, Muragami, and Okayama. So the Fukuyama are pro-shogunate, so I don't like them. The Okayama are actually on my side, but they are weak. They have no enemies, though, which is good.
Speak.
Maybe wise to establish trade with them. Seeing as they're weak, I'm not really interested in establishing an alliance with them, despite the fact that we're both pro-emperor. And that's because when they get attacked, I know they won't be able to hold their own, seeing as they're weak. So I might get dragged into a war that I may be fighting the majority of, which isn't wise, at least to me. So actually, I want to see if I can get some payments out of them as well. Alright, I can get a small payment of 100. And that'll actually allow me to build my barracks if I choose, or recruit the naval unit that I was thinking about recruiting earlier. Oh no, never mind. It requires 3-6. Now that I'm thinking about it, perhaps it may be better. No, I'll build the barracks here. And then if I want any specialty units up north, I'll simply just march them there. It'd be best if I build it at my capital first, that way I have a stronger garrison there, because that's one place that I don't want to lose. Alright, that's 4 turns away, and with that, I'll end my turn. Oh, okay, so now the Saga are approaching me for a trade agreement that
So avoid unfortunate
they
misunderstandings.
were so against earlier. I'm gonna see if I can extract a payment from them. Try and help out my treasury a little bit. I don't want them to leave the table, so I'll see if I can keep the deal satisfactory. I can't, so I'll just make the proposal. I'd rather have trade than the tiny bit of money I may get from the deal. Atosa seem to be very successful on their island. But I'm worried about their ambitious temperament and the fact that they don't even want to trade with me. Here's the siege out of Wami that we were expecting. I have a troop advantage. Due to the garrison that I have as well, I got a few more troops. I have the Navy backing me up. Yet he's still interested in attacking. Only a few of his units have the charge bonus that I was worried about. So, alright. This seems like a good place to end this Let's Play. The next episode will obviously be a battle episode. So if you guys liked what you saw, be sure to like, be sure to leave a comment with any suggestions or just to say something about the video. Be sure to subscribe if you want access to future videos. And if you want me to do any other Let's Plays, or if you want me to do anything special with this particular Let's Play, or maybe a different type of video featuring Shogun 2 Total War Fall of the Samurai, be sure to send me a message, send me a video message, or just leave a comment. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.